Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are here to talk about the brand new palette from Anastasia, Beverly Hills. So if that is something you're interested in watching, you're in the right place. We're about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
All right, you guys. So Anastasia Beverly Hills, the good old ABH palettes. I have to say, you guys, these palettes, they always kick them out every year. We get new palettes, and to be honest with you, I have a lot of them. Like, I'm sure some of you out there also have at least a couple of them. I reached a point specifically this year where they just weren't interesting me anymore. I wasn't looking at them and getting excited and inspired like I used to. I remember when the Alyssa Edwards palette came out. It was this very bright, vibrant palette, but there were a lot of bright, vibrant palettes out around that time for a lot less money, and it didn't really inspire me. I was actually a little disappointed in it. And then the Jackie Aina palette came out, and I was like, I think I have a lot of those shades. I just feel like I got to a point where I thought that those palettes from ABH were getting very repetitive, and I just lost interest in them. And I really haven't even thought a lot about ABH until the more recent release of the Norvina palette started. And you guys know my story on that. When the first and second one came out, I still wasn't very interested. It wasn't until the third one came out that I really liked this color story. I thought this color story was gorgeous. And, I really, really love this. I think that that's beautiful. But, as far as, these palettes, I really thought I was over it. Until, of course, this launch. Now, I have to say, from the jump, I am like an old school Carli Bybel fan. This girl is an influencer OG from back in the day. I remember watching her a really long time ago, and I remember being fascinated watching her sculpt her face, specifically her nose contour and her cheek contour. And this was before we got the makeup studio, before I got obsessed with makeup and product and artistry and the whole shebang. I just remember that being one of the first times that I was fascinated watching someone change the shape of their face. She is somebody that has been around for a hot minute, and I was so excited to see Anastasia Beverly Hills do a collaboration with her, because I feel like, number one, it's a brand that is worthy of her and who she is as an influencer. So that was just really good to see. I'm so glad that the two of them got together. I knew they would be able to create something different and incredible. And she did not disappoint. So let's start with the packaging itself. This is very on brand Carli Bybel. The one thing I was disappointed about with this packaging is that it wasn't 3D. I thought this was going to be like a textured top. These palettes are kind of known for having different textured tops, like the Soft Glam. These are all like these velvety kind of tops. The Riviera had this kind of beach chair textured kind of vibe to it. And then, I think the Jackie Aina had more of like this kind of alligator skin top to it. And I thought this one would be really cool. It would have all of these little beads on here, but it's just a print. It's just flat. I think the print itself does a really good job at creating the effect. I just wish that they were actual, real, like little, little beads. And I know that would be a nightmare for packaging, but I don't know. I'm sure there would have been a way they could have done it if they wanted to. So that was kind of disappointing. But I'll let you guys see the packaging up close here. So this is a beautiful palette. This has 14 14 of Carli's Can't Live Without shades inside of it. Keep in mind, this is a limited edition palette, you guys. And of course, this was done with Carli guiding the process. So she did pick out all of the shades in here, as well as the packaging, the whole shebang. They are brand new shades to ABH, brand new, never before seen. There are multiple finishes in this palette, which is one of the things that I really, really love about this palette. You have metallics, shimmers, you have duochromes in here. You also have a beautiful matte formula in here, a matte shadow formula, and you also even have one pressed pigment in here as well, which is, I want to say it's the bright orange that is the pressed pigment, and then the rest of them are really, really high pigment shadows. So there is a wide variety of finishes in here, some really, really unique shades. Another thing that I love about this palette that I thought was really unique and stunning was that Carli, typically palettes are either themed, a cool theme palette or a warm theme palette, but she has put cool tones and warm tones together in one palette, which I think is really cool. I love the balance of matte to shimmers in this palette. I think she did a really good job with that. I think overall, she just slayed with this color story. Isn't it stunning? I think it's so gorgeous. My favorite shade in this palette is Bybel, which is this beautiful matte taupe shade. I actually have it on my lid tonight. I love, love, love the color story in this palette. I'll give you guys a close-up of all the shades here. So this collection is incredibly versatile. This is a very unique full pigment formula. It's very easy to blend. It delivers a very high color payoff. It does again have 14 all new shades in here: mattes, metallic, shimmers, duochromes, and again one pressed pigment. That is the shade Cindy in here, which is the bright orange. They say that that shade even works pretty as a cheek color, so just note to self. But again, you have a wide range in here, everything from cool to warm tone neutral looks, sultry smoky eyes, bright sparkly eye-popping looks, just about anything that you can think, you can definitely create it. And of course, there's a makeup brush that comes along with the palette. You have the mirror inside as well. This is going to be something that is going to be amazing for any of her like diehard followers, because again, it is very on brand for her. But I think in addition to that, I think she just did a good job on it. I think she did a great job getting creative with all of the different finishes in here. She did create some very unique shades, and some of the matte shades in here have quickly become some of my favorite mattes. I really like playing with this palette even more than I initially thought that I would. So I do want to kind of get into these swatches with you guys at, you know, like a couple at a time and just talk to you a little bit about them. So let's get into the swatches here. All right, you guys, so jumping right in, we have Bali, which is a cat name. You're going to notice in here that she has 5 of these shades named after her cats. This is a metallic champagne. It's got like a matte champagne base to it with like a metallic finish. It's actually really pretty. This is beautiful on the inner corner. It's also really, really pretty underneath the brow bone. This is a gorgeous shade. I love this champagne color. Next up is Bybel. This is just a matte reddish purple brown. This is one of her like everyday kind of go-to colors. It is for a lot of people one of my favorite colors in the palette. Next up is Mandala, which I believe is a sister reference. This is one of her metallic duochromes. This is a light purple flex. It's kind of got like this pink base with this really light purple flex to it when you see it in the sun. It is just gorgeous the way the light hits that purple. As you turn your head or blink your eyes, it's a beautiful effect. This really is a stunning duochrome. Lots of micro shimmer in it. It just looks pretty. Next up is Libra. This is a It's a metallic gold-ish kind of color. I'm not really sure how to even describe this one other than it's like this bronzy goldish brown. I love it. I think it's really, really pretty. She said that it's one of the more unique colors in the palette and that she's never seen a color like it. I've seen colors similar, but it is very, very unique and I do love it. Next up is Jode. This is like a shimmer teal kind of color. Now, she named this after her mother. Her mom's nickname is Jode. It's so stunning with all the micro shimmer, all the sparkle. It's really pretty, and it's this really deep color. But do you see how sparkly it is when the light hits it? It's really quite a stunning color, and it does, when the sun actually hits it, it does really take on the teal properties. I just think this is a really pretty color too. It's all of that micro shimmer that's in here that makes it just look gorgeous. Now there is the next color in here, which is called OA, and she named this after her favorite TV show, OA. She says they describe this as a duochrome that's got blue and purple hints to it, but I don't really see that much of a flex like you would typically see in a duochrome. This is really kind of multi-dimensional. You get hints of blue, hints of purple. It's very similar to Jode though, so I do want to put the two of them side by side so you can kind of see the differences. Jode is on the left and then you have OA on the right. And you can't, it's hard to see here, but they are very different. Jode is more of a darker and it's got more of a teal aspect to it, whereas OA has more of that blue, purple reflect to it. It is very, very kind of multi-dimensional. Next up, we have Bowie, which is just a matte ash brown. It's just a really, really pretty ash brown pigment. I like this color. If you dampen it just a little bit with like a setting spray and a brush, it can get even deeper, so you can do a lot with the shade itself. So that's the entire top row. If you'll notice, this entire top row does have a lot of cool tones in it. I love the that reddish purple matte. I like both the duochromes in this top row. Libra, that middle color is such a unique shade. I love the ash brown matte. I think it's very everyday. Again, that Bybel matte is very everyday as well. Just a beautiful top row. All right, moving into the bottom row, we have Bear, which is a matte beige color, you know, just an everyday matte beige. Then we have Moo, which is a metallic light gold, and I think that is a best friend reference, the Moo name. But this is a beautiful gold. I mean, it is stunning the way it goes on the lid. It really smooths the lid out. This is a great shimmer for somebody that has texture or crepey lids. You would love this shimmer. Next up, we have Chai, which is just a matte light brown color, kind of that rusty orangey kind of tone, very common color. And then we have Cindy, which is a matte bright orange. I love this. This is like a, I don't know, it reminds me of like a kind of a orangey cantaloupe type of color, but the pigment is so opaque. It's just a beautiful color, especially if you're gonna pack it on the lid, and I think Cindy is another cat reference. Then we have Stev, which is a matte dark red. This is a reference to her dad. This is a gorgeous color. Again, on the lid, this is beautiful, blended into the crease. It's beautiful as well. I think the mattes in this palette were done really, really well. The pigment is insane. So opaque. You can really, really get a great payoff with this matte formula that's in this palette. Next up, we have Aura, and she said she named this Aura because it's got a pink shift to it, and pink auras are supposed to be like, as a person, if you have a pink aura, you're supposed to be filled with like positivity, etc. So she named this shade Aura. But again, this is a metallic red that's got like a peachy kind of shift to it, but stunning in the light. I personally think it's a little more on the peach side, but you know, it depends on what light. This light, it looks more pink. So again, beautiful color that really plays with the light, and overall it's just stunning. Again, another great shimmer formula for textured lids. And then, of course, last but not least, she has the shade My Angels. She named this shade after her subscribers. And this is a metallic gold that's going to be a lot more of a warmer, deep gold. I really, really like this gold. I love the way, again, this looks in the light. You can kind of see that darker base to it as opposed to the first gold color. So I love this one as well. I'm sold on like this whole palette. So this is the entire bottom row. A lot more warmer tones in this bottom row. Stunning shades in here. The matte formula, gorgeous, hands down. A beautiful, beautiful formula. I love the golds in here. Both of those golds look beautiful. The deeper one on the end just has a lot of micro shimmer in it that really, really plays with the light beautifully. So does Aura, that shimmer pink shade. So overall, great bottom row, very warm toned. So if you look at the whole palette, which is what we're looking at here, you can definitely see on the left that cold, cool top row that just really transitions into some more warmer tones. It's a beautiful layout. I think she did a really good job. If I had to make any changes, it would be the two bluey, purpley type of shimmer shades in here. I think they're so similar. I know that they have really beautiful differences to them. That's kind of like those two shades here. That's kind of hard to see here in film. When you look at them in real life, they do have a lot of differences, but I just think that's, you know, it's like a wasted space. I would have liked to have seen another color there, but even those two, for as similar as they are, you can really see here the micro shimmer. It's very different. So even though those two are similar, they still have a lot of differences. But overall, very well done. Absolutely stunning, and the formula itself just blends out beautifully. I think I did a simple look with some purples, which I think is what we're probably going to be looking at next, but overall I think she did a great job. Outside packaging, she nailed it. They are very easy to blend, very easy to work with. I think I used like 3 shades to do this look. I used like one of the darker purple, the lighter one, and then I just put that champagne-y color in the center lid. And again, this is going to be a really easy palette to work with. I love it. So some of those shades are just so stunning and so beautiful. Some of my favorite shades in here are Libra. I absolutely love Libra. I love Bybel. Bybel is like my second shade that I absolutely love. All of the mattes, honestly, all of the mattes I've dug into and used all of them. I really, really like this palette, you guys. So I just wanted to get on here and do, you know, kind of a deep dive into the palette, let you guys really take a look at it and see it up close, because if you're anything like me, you're probably like, you know, I don't need another ABH palette. Is this one really different? Is it really unlike any of the other ABH palettes? So I wanted you guys to really get in close and really get to know the palette so that you guys could make an educated decision, because I definitely know what it feels like to feel really overwhelmed by these suckers. But for me personally, this one was worth it. It's just a stunning palette, and I think Carli did a really good job on it. So I hope this is the start of a brand new beginning with ABH, and I hope all of the palettes that they launch like this going forward are palettes that excite and inspire me like this one did, and maybe we are back on track as far as those smaller pan palettes are concerned. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I am always curious to hear your thoughts on new products. Have you guys tried it? Are you going to pick it up? Is it a pass? How are you feeling about the ABH palettes? definitely let me know down in the comment section below. Listen, if you are new here, welcome. I am so glad that you came by. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. Make sure that you guys come over to Instagram and follow me over there at Erica Approved and become a member of the Approved Crew. I would love to have you. As always, I hope all of you guys are all very, very happy and very, very healthy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.